Okay. Hmm. Live. Okay. So today I want to just give me a second. Okay. So in last stream I tried to deploy a Express.js or a nodejs lambda function on AWS Amplify. What I want to do or try in this stream is sort of have like a continuous deployment from a code in on GitHub to AWS Amplify. So uh, uh, um, so let's create a folder. I'll try to create a new project for this. So let's make directory. Okay. What should I name this amplify JSON. Okay, cd amplify. Right, so there are 3 folders now. I'll just delete the other one, amplify JSON, and okay, good. So let's try to okay cd amplify JSON, we're in our folder. So let's initialize a node project, npm init, create right package name amplify JSON, version 1, description, entry point, test command, git repository, keywords, author. It's okay, yes. Again, what should I have done instead? Okay. Okay. And then what we could do is amplify express amplify express I don't want, actually I wanted to dev.to and search amplify and 10-minute building full stack machine. You don't need to do this. I mean, I don't need to follow this, but just to like so I have already gone through all of this, and so just to have like a pointer, not to get lost into this. So amplify init. Note, it is recommended to run this command from the amplify JSON. Yeah, studio code, JavaScript, and it is none. Yeah, right. Source directory path, source distribution, build command. We don't really need that because there won't be a front end server. Do you want to use, yes, do you want to use a AWS profile, yes, play default profile. Okay, adding backend environment there to AWS Amplify console app. I'm still not sure. What does amplify? Hey, amplify status will show you what your right. So we actually need a backend API. So we'll do amplify add API. We need a REST API. Provide a friendly name for your resources to be used as a label, and I want a friendly name as a API, JSON API, and provide a path. I want a path named as API. The path must begin with slash, so let's add a slash API, create a new lambda function. Yeah, provide a friendly name for your, so I want my friendly name to be JSON API. Provide, yeah, that's the name. I want it to be nodejs and a serverless express.js function. Do you want to access the resources created? No, I don't want to access other resources. Do you want to invoke this function on a recurring schedule? No. Do you want to edit the local lambda function now? Yes. And let's wait. Okay. Restrict API access? No. I want this API access to be open. And we want to add another path? No. Okay. So let's open this in a code. Good. Right. So that's our amplify folder and backend. So inside API there is inside backend there is this our lambda function JSON API, and this is it. Right. So let's try to run this. And sorry. cd function, let's go to that folder, cd source, and let's install our required dependencies, and let's try to run this. Come on, index.js. Okay, it's running and it should be on 3000 folder. And if we go, what's the name? JSON API. Okay, let's open this file. That's our app file. It is /API. So if we do /API, yeah, so it's working on local at least. And now let's try to make this into a JSON server. So to do that, I'll need What do I need? What's the library name? I'll just open this. Amplify server. Did I just delete that? I hope I didn't delete that, because it took me some time, lot of time, just to like figure this out. And let's open the another code editor. Right, so what do I need? Yeah, I'll need Lodash and JSON server. So let's add that. Lodash and JSON server. Yeah, no, Lodash, JSON server. Anything else? Nope, this is good. Okay. Okay, so this is doing good. And so we can see, right, Lodash and JSON server are added here. Let's replace all of this. Instead of data, I'm gonna need API, and I'll also need this DB folder. Yeah, that's where our JSON files are going to be stored. And let's db.json. You could just name any file there, and you can name your file anything. It should have to be in this db folder, and whatever these properties are there, these get exposed as a REST endpoint on this node server. So let's save this and let's run. Yeah, should run. And I cannot get, but that's okay, because we are not using on anything on root. But if I / comments, now it's working. Yeah, at least on local. So you could see that we don't have anything or API / comments, but it's picking up all of these data from these JSON file properties, and you could just add as much as files you want to add here in this DB folder and with the JSON data, and each of these properties in all of those files gets exposed as a separate REST API endpoint. Okay, so this is good, and let's close this. It's working at least it looks good. So right, and what should we do now? I want to initialize this as a Git repository, so get init, initialize empty Git repository, and okay, so set up app, and let's commit this. Now I want to push this on a GitHub repo. So let's create that, and new repo. Yeah, new repository. Repository name, what should I give? Lambda JSON server. Lambda amplify JSON server is more correct because we are using amplify JSON server. And this looks good. Okay, public, yeah, it's public. I am not sure. Okay, create repository. Okay, quick setup if you have done this kind of thing before. Let's add this as a git. Let's add this as a remote repository. Git remote add origin, and okay, it's added. So if we try to set see git remote version, it should give this GitHub URL. Yeah, so it looks good. Git push origin master. I think we can also do that from here. Yeah, it looks like it's worked. And amplify JSON server. Yeah, looks good. Now what I want to do here is instead of pushing this from manually each time from command line on to amplify, I want to automate this. Like whenever I push any changes here and save in the repo, I want this to be like continuously deploying. And I'm not sure, like should I push this first on amplify and then set up there? Let's do one thing. Let's go to amplify. Yeah, amplify my account. It should be here. Yeah, amplify JSON, and yeah, connect a front-end web app, and each backend no enabled categories. So I guess I need to continuous deployment not set up. Maybe let's first try to amplify push. Let's wait, see if that works. First let's try to test if our JSON server works. Okay, so it's saying there is a function and there is an API. Yes, so this is saying is JSON API resource name. It's saying a new function is created, that's our lambda function, and there is a API, so it gets exposed as like a separate REST endpoint. So it's saying okay, there is a create operation for that. And let's wait, it's gonna take some time. Let's one more thing. Okay, let's wait to finish this. It's gonna take some time. Meanwhile, I can see here for the front end app, you can connect a web app from GitHub or any Git repository, but I don't see that for backend environment. So, so I want to see like how we can do that. View app settings, domain management. Let's try to continuous deploy is not set up. Amplify backend continuous deploy. So let's try amplify backend. Select the backend providers. Amplify backend. GitHub. I have no idea like how we can do that. I think this may be finished, yeah. And let's try this. So let's try all apps, amplify JSON. This should be right. So this is our function. There is this API, and let's go to that API. It's inside the API gateway service that we can see this. Right, again, and dashboard. Right, dev/API. Right, and if I go to posts, yeah, it's working. So that's good, but I want to have this. I want to yesterday I couldn't do this because I wasn't sure like what happened. You need there was something express related, but that's okay. What's this saying? So it took me some time to figure out this. I was natively trying to just run JSON server, but that wasn't working. So it needs to have this endpoint specified that I forgot to so I didn't think that it would pick up. Maybe it has something to do with how AWS APIs are exposed. Yeah, app dot, where is this? Yeah, like this app.use/API. I wasn't doing this. I just added a router and I thought it would pick up, and it wasn't. App.use and so we need to connect this with a GitHub repo. So let's do that. AWS my account, and AWS, let's go to AWS Amplify. Actions, view details. Mm-hmm. Amplify JSON server, yeah, and select the branch master. Next. Okay, right, it's now it looks good. It says front end framework is web, which we are not using any front end, so that's good. But it looks like it has picked up amplify as a backend framework. So I that's what I was worried about, like how I'm going to, because it's inside amplify folder, but not and this app.js is inside amplify and function and source, so it was nested inside that. So that's what I was worried about, like how I, but it has picked up. So that looks good. Deploy updates to backend resources with your front end on every. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so looks like it has picked up this backend amplify, and what this says, deploy updates to backend resources with your front end on every code commit. Deploy updates to backend resources with your front end on every code commit, so that's okay, I think. Select a backend environment, dev, yeah, that's the one I want. Select an existing service role or create a new one, so amplify console may access your resource. No service role found. Create new role. Let's. So I think it needs something to write, deploy this, right? AWS service, and select a service view, amplify backend deployment, yeah. Next, permissions, next, tags, next, review, and amplify console backend role, yeah, I think, right, this is good. And let's add create role. Oh wow, that's a lot of. I have no idea which one to select. Right, it needs to select this project that we are working on. So I think, yeah, so these are the two number of roles that are created. Okay, the role has been created, right? Click the refresh button, refresh existing roles, and yeah, amplify console backend role looks good. And let's add next, save and deploy. I hope this deploys, and maybe we can test this. You're doing creating branch master success. Learn how to get most out of. I don't want to do that now. No. First successful had a custom domain. I don't want to do that. Set up a test version, password protect your site. No. Enable pull request reviews. Don't want to do that as well. And right, so this tab is okay. So master is connected already, and then what we could do is backend environments. Right, so it says continuous deploy set up with the backend master, right? Slash dev, what was that URL? And let's so I'm not sure, like I could access the backend from here slash dev slash API. Probably not. I need to access that through the API gateway. So that was only for the front end, but if I need to access this API, I need to access this through a URL exposed by service gateway. And let's go to dashboard. Yeah, so this is the URL. Let's go slash dev slash API. Yeah, it's blank. And if I go slash profile, yeah, it says TP code. So if I go slash comments, it's giving some comments, right? So it's working. Let's try to add some more data into our, just let me check. Maybe I also need to pull this because we did some server side changes. If I pull, okay, it says no changes, so I think that's good. So that doesn't get added into the config file. Let's add this. You know what? Let's add more data into our db.json file, and it's inside source db.json, and let's add. So what should I add? So I'll just add another array that, and let's name that items. So we'll name this items, and then let's commit this new data added and add items data. Let's push this on GitHub. Right, okay, so this is pushed on GitHub, and let's see. Yeah, it's added here, add items data, so that's good. Let's now sorry, Right, you could see here that it says pending, and because it was deploying from our latest changes and last deployment. Add items data, yeah, we can see our last commit here. Yeah, and it's from GitHub master with even ID, and previews disabled. Okay, so let's go to the API gateway again, and let's go to our JSON API. That's the and dashboard. And if I do something like, so let's slash first try to see, yeah, it's working, and slash API slash let's try if existing, yeah, so the comments is working. And if I see items, what happened? Slash items, maybe something I'm missing here, like do I have to push this manually from Amplify? I was hoping that it would add it from the GitHub. Let's try Amplify push. Right, so there is a function update, so that's why it's saying like are you sure you want to continue? Yes. So I have to manually push this on Amplify. Why would I want to do that? So maybe after pushing this it would work, but what I was hoping to do this was auto deploy this from GitHub. If I have to manually do this from Amplify console, like what's the point of connecting it to the GitHub? And let's wait. It's really weird for like why do I have to push this from so comments is working and items, yeah, so it's good, but I had to manually push this from command line, all these changes. Amplify burst. That's not what I was expecting here, because I only wanted to what I wanted to do was just configure this for once with GitHub, and then I could just add more data here and it would just sort of pick it up there, and not I have to do like a manual amplify push. um hmm. I think this is still good, but I was expecting something better. Like I didn't want to have to manually push this from CLI each time. And AWS amplify. Okay, there was a build error, right? So that's for, I think, front end, but we're not using anything front end, so that's okay. And right, I guess. And the probably something has to do with the build error, I think. Maybe because of that it didn't work. What if I just set up a basic React app inside this, and again, let's try to do that. So this server and source, right? So okay, so source, I'll just copy this source and public. Let's close this. I'm hoping that why it didn't deploy, because it failed because there is no we have specified a build command for this, and there is no front-end app for it right now. So this is sort of like a last option that I'm trying. Source and so let's try to add. So what I'll do is I'll add so I'm not sure like how create React app. I can add that inside an existing folder, git folder. So I'll just create one and just copy the files there. Then px create React app. and then I could just manually copy those files here in the amplify JSON project. Let's close this and let's wait to this finish. I don't think I need to install dependencies for this because I'm not going to, let's try. It's good thing that we could try to run this locally, so we don't see any issue. Let's wait. Let's wait some more. Okay, it's done. What is this? Okay, let's wait. Okay, let's see test. Let's put that inside Sublime. So I could just manually copy. So I could just manually copy this and copy. Right, it's a script. So because there are two sections, and right, so let's try to add dependencies. It shouldn't take much this time because most of the packages are now cached inside on my computer because we installed those last time in this test project, so it should be cached in my system. And let's wait. Still taking a lot of time. Uh-huh. Come on. It looks like forever. Meanwhile, I could like first successful. View the logs. I know the reason because we didn't have anything for the, that's why probably our deployment failed. So okay, so it's done now. Amplify JSON and npm just start. Right, it should create a basic React app. Wow, it's taking still a lot of time. I think I may be low on CPU because it's streaming right now and webpack takes a lot of, yeah, I'm almost 200%. That's why. Why is Sublime is taking this much? Okay, so we could just and just close this. Yeah, so it's working. So let's add this. Add CRA and let's publish this. Yeah, so at least this time our build won't fail. And what we could do is, sorry, okay, so it's building. At CRA we can see our commit. Okay, we can see our logs here. Right. Switching to commit, get SSH key acquired, and you are in detached hit state, you can like make it and commit them and you can right, backend environment they've found in the amplify console app. Right. Note it is recommended to run this command from the root of your app directory. Initializing your environment. Okay, universal time. I don't know, like Netlify is very fast. It doesn't take this much time to build. Okay, it says right, backend is deployed, connected to the cloud. Some next step amplify status will show. And provision it. Okay, so it says build completed successfully. Yeah. At least still waiting. Verify is pending. Build artifact upload completed, starting. And let's wait. Build successfully completed. It still says verification is pending. Verify is still pending or has been cancelled. Right, so deployment finished. Skipping upload of existing file. Right. Right. Okay, so it's verified. This is the domain. I don't know what happened. It says that probably I need to access provide access or something like that. But our backend the build did go through. I didn't see this first time, so I think we can just probably try one more time to add some more data here. So instead of items, let's do this. Rename property. Let's push. I hope that this works this time. Instead, if I have to manually do like amplify push and amplify publish, it just defeats the whole purpose of uh, connecting through connecting the GitHub repo. Okay, so it's building again. Let's see. Let's wait to finish this build. It's pretty late here. It's 1 a.m. It's gonna take some time to finish this deployment. Deployment progress. I don't know, where did we see those logs? Yeah, here. And I'll at least wait for backend to finish because that's what I'm mostly concerned here. I don't need to wait for I don't need to wait to finish the front end builds. Oh. Okay, okay, it says backend is finished. Wow, 168 MB build just for a single page app. I'm not okay. Build succeeded completely and no test have been configured for this app. Deploy. Yeah, it's deploying now. package file index file. Okay, it says deployment is finished, so let's, should say the green. Yeah, it's the build has been verified. And okay, so let's leave it that, and let's okay, let's try one more time. So slash API, slash API, and what did we add? We renamed it from items to item. So let's try first items. Yeah, it doesn't provide us with anything. Slash item. Yeah, that actually worked. So yeah, because of the build was failing, the backend didn't deploy it from the GitHub, and I don't manually need to do amplify push. So this is good actually. I'm happy. On this note, I could just sum up this. So what we did was set up a lambda function using amplify cloud function. We are using a JSON server inside one second. So we are using a node server, express.js server, to kind of have yeah. So what we're doing here is using express.js server to use another library, that is JSON server. What JSON server does is takes all of those properties in JSON files inside this DB folder, that and exposes all of these properties as a separate REST endpoint. And after that, we got this running. We pushed this code on GitHub, and we connected our GitHub repo with Amplify app, and now it can just auto deploys whenever we push anything on GitHub. So that looks good. And I'll just end this stream. This was a good stream. I'm happy with the results. Okay, good night.